G'day everyone and welcome back to the channel. So it's the final week of Winter of Woe. We got this big gauntlet of fights and I took this left hand side using only the Destroyer. I did bring two 7-stars just so that I could get through the gate, but I only used Destroyer in all the fights. It's 3 solos, no items, no boosts, just yeah, raw destruction you could say. So we got Aegon first up, and what you want to do with him is intercept first to get the blue and green passives, which will let you block his attacks unpunished. But the crazy thing about Destroyer is that he gains 2 of his charges per buff the opponent gains. But because Aegon is capped at 1,000 hits, like he's combo shielded, and if you've used Aegon, you'll know that based on your combo, stored combo or current combo, you gain a Fury when you get hit. So that's why like you can do the heavy strat in Necropolis and stuff, or just, you know, the get hit strat to get your massive Furies. Well, we're doing that to give him 6 Furies every single time we hit him, which is pretty crazy because that means that we're gaining a lot of charges, so we can just get straight up to the power gain and then just start cycling special attacks and cycling degen and cycling just destruction with the Destroyer. This is absolutely a cheese for the Aegon fight. If it was just a solo fight, it'd be the easiest thing if you like using Destroyer. I know not many people have him, but he will become more common. The Titanpool's about to update, so people will get him there, and the next 6-star feature, people will get him there. I was lucky and pulled him from a Paragon Crystal. I couldn't believe it to pull the 6-star. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff, but I couldn't be happier. So all it is after Aegon special, make sure that you knock him down with a heavy attack. You can heavy counter the SP2, and you can also use your relic because you get the, I think relic recharge is 200% faster or something like that. He was a bit scuffed. I used a special too, but he doesn't quite die, so I dash in, and thankfully Aegon doesn't pop the special, and I know I can just use the unblockable special one. But yeah, it was a bit tight there, but we got it down, so no worries. Could have just reset it. It's the first fight, no stress. Well, there you go. If you blinked, you missed it. He's all dead in a minute and 41 seconds. Again, unboosted, but it is 6-star rank 5, sorry, ascended. Only Sig 100, but yeah, Sig's not hugely important. Oh, well, Sig 1, I value that a lot, but yeah, massive Sig isn't hugely important. It's just Sig 100. Now, a really important thing to note is that the relic I have equipped is Juggernaut, and I do have that healing equipped, so you can see now I gain that little healing buff at the start and get that rejuvenation. That's basically just when you dash in and get an unstoppable, relic triggers either power gain or regen. I choose the regen, because I love the sustainability. It's not heaps of health, but if you take a bit of chip, it tops you off. Like, I finished the Hulkling fight with a full yellow bar. And I'm heading into the final fight having lost 0 health, despite the fact that I do take some chip in the Hulkling fight. So we got Dani Moonstar. This is a pretty nothing fight if you did it quite a bit last week. I'm freshly practiced from doing the 2 3-star solos, so I'm not really too fussed about dexing her special 2. Yeah, it's just about playing it a bit slow and steady and winning the race. So yeah, SP3 from the power gain into the SP3, and then ideally 2 SP2s. I didn't really set that up till right at the end, so I only use 1 SP2 after every SP3, but yeah, again, not really fast too much, just chipping it down because I'm very used to this fight. I can survive for a long time in here. If you're used to dexing the SP2 and also doing that kind of dash back intercept thing, the weird little sidestep, you'll be sweet. It's not really a hassle of a fight, it's pretty free. Anyone can do it as long as you don't get punished. Here I just get the Fury reset, look at this. There was no time there, but yeah, we clutched it up, so not hugely important, just trying to keep the Destroyer's damage up so I don't spend too long in here. Another amazing thing is with that relic, you get the regen, but also just by dashing in as default from the Destroyer, you get unstoppable. And Destroyer really loves his intercepts because he gains some of those charges. I think he gains 5 of his charges when you intercept. So I really try to do a lot of ping pong dashbacks, backdrafty type intercepts with my medium attack instead of the light intercepts. And that's purely because I gain that unstoppable. And if she blocks, that's fine because she won't hit me because Dani's AI goes super passive whenever you falter. And if she hits into me, I'm unstoppable. So I will take a bit of damage, but not heaps of damage, and you know, I can regen whenever she hits me for. So I just love doing that. It's kind of risky, but it's also not risky at all. It's risky you could get hit, but it's not risky in the fact that you won't like get comboed into oblivion and lose the fight, because yeah, Destroyer has all these inbuilt mechanisms to make for safer intercepts. I'm sure that some of you noticed that when you've been fighting him in the EQ and maybe in War if you've been unlucky enough to find one there. Yeah, intercepting the Destroyer is not fun for you. It will end poorly because he can just absolutely destroy you with that unstoppable if you're not prepared for it. Anyway, back to Winter of Woe. This is not my first attempt at the quest. I haven't beaten it, like I haven't completed it, I haven't faced Spider-Ham. I was just messing around with Aegon counters, you know, trying to figure out that fight, and then I was like, wait a minute, he's getting 6 buffs every single time I hit him. Is that going to work with Destroyer? Brought him in and smashed it. And I was like, Well, last week I did use Destroyer to solo Dani, just for a bit of fun, because I was trying to learn the character and, you know, have a lot of fun with him. And that worked pretty well, so I was like, well, I've already done that, so that's 2 of them that are pretty possible. And I'd had a crack at Hulkling as well, so I was like, well, that's 3 that's possible. I just got to figure out Spider-Ham. So I hadn't tried it. This was my first time you'll see here going into the fight. It's not pretty, but Destroyer gets it done. Yeah, it's a pretty beautiful thing. He's so good, man. I absolutely adore him. Anyway, the fight's pretty much wrapping up here. We're into the final SP2 rotation. Rock this big 100k blast. I absolutely love that. It's sick. Get that degen pause so that you can build up to 1 more special 2. Also, one thing to note, which is really helpful for the Aegon fight, is that when you have the Energize, your special 2 doesn't give them power. So yeah, that's just a good thing to keep in mind. But yeah, that's fight done. Didn't take any damage, full yellow bar and all that. So yeah, good time. Only 4 minutes, not the shortest, but not the longest either. Now this is Hulkling up. He's a bit weird, right? I'm going to be honest, I don't entirely know what happens in this fight. Because it's like, he takes more damage when you hit his block. But Destroyer's specials are unblockable, so sometimes it deals bonus, sometimes it doesn't. The degen blast is never much, but for some reason his health just gets absolutely chunked down. I think it has something to do with the Daunted and like hitting into his block right as you're about to launch this, but I don't know, to be honest. I know that one special 3 removes like 10%. Cause, yeah, I had the issue of, because when Destroyer's awakened, his power gain prevents him from getting to 3 bars of power, once you've already been to 3 bars of power. But the issue is that Mystic Dispersion was just giving me the power, so I'd be constantly at special 3 pretty much. And that was pretty frustrating for me because I don't want to be using special 3s, I want to try using the special 2. Even though it's unblockable, and coming out of the special 3 you're always unblockable, so it's tough to get those ins. So you'll see here, I'm about to try and use the special 2, and I do get it in because none of his buffs expire. And he's already taken about 30% damage, so that's a pretty decent chunk, and it's kind of going a bit smooth. I'm like, oh yeah, see, this is going quite nicely, but then I think I get bogged down right about in the middle to the end of the fight, but then we regain traction and yeah, just get it done. It's pretty safe. And yeah, it's also a great showcase of the regen I was talking about, because I've already lost about 10%, well, not quite 10%, but yeah, somewhere there. And I will be at full health at the end of the fight because of that little Juggernaut healing. It's super useful, I love it. So yeah, I'm just using my heavies to try and refresh the Furies, but because Hulkling gains heaps of buffs, it's kind of similar to the Aegon, but less extreme. You know, he doesn't gain 6 buffs every time you hit him, but he does still gain buffs, so yeah, I'm not really too worried about my charges or about intercepting, and Hulkling will probably hurt a lot more than Aegon would, and at this point I'm pretty deep and can't reset, so I am playing a lot safer than I did in the Aegon fight. I'm just kind of like, ooh, well, this is doable, so if I just kind of play a bit patient and stuff, we should be sweet. Also there, I think I should have hit his block because that dealt nothing. I definitely should have been hitting into his block and then pop the special 3 right as I was hitting his block, like as the hit connects. You know, kind of like same thing. You know what I'm talking about if you've done this fight. Like that. Just like that. And so, how much damage does this do? I think I skipped it. Yeah, huge chunk. Oh, how does that work? He's only supposed to take damage when you hit his block, but my special 3 just did a big chunk of his health, so yeah. I think it's to do with when you hit their block, if you launch it, it'll still count the damage. That's what it seemed like when I was doing the Chavez solo for this fight, but yeah, I don't know for sure. That's just my gut feeling, and kind of, I think that's what other people have said too, from watching some videos when that fight was coming out. This fight is definitely the longest of them, and if you were to just bring, or if I were to just bring a 2-star Valkyrie, Just any Valkyrie, it'd be over in like a minute or two. So that'd be a great substitute. Because yeah, I did bring Killmonger here. That was... Oh, wait, no. You need 2 7-stars. So I guess if you have a 7-star destroyer, then you can bring a Valkyrie and one other 7-star. But yeah, sorry. That won't quite work. But yeah, I brought the Killmonger for the Spider-Ham because I hadn't ever versed him before. And I was like, I don't know how annoying that evade's going to be. And I wasn't too sure what was kind of going on with that fight. And I just wanted to bring a skill 7-star because I didn't need one for the other path. I'd already figured that one out. I was going to bring Storm, and then She-Hulk, and then whoever for Spider-Ham again, because Storm will do Nebula and Hulkling easily, and then Spider-Ham is just whoever. But yeah, She-Hulk is going to immense Absorbing Man, just like I've done in the first week. But yeah, so I was like, I don't really know who to bring. I just brought Killmonger. Nah, it'll do. I just need to get through the gate, to be honest. It's kind of good, like, going through these and really seeing that practice pretty much makes perfect. Like, because I went through and did all these solos with all these different champs to kind of show you guys how to do it, I've carried that through and I was able to just come through a destroyer and just steamroll it. It's a pretty satisfying thing about this game where, you know, well, I don't know how it gets about life, where practice does make perfect and you just build all these skill sets. And like, you know, if you threw me into this gauntlet 8 weeks ago, before everything came out, I'm eating Dani special 2s, I'm getting wrecked into the block by Hulkling, like, yeah. I can't wait to do the next path, revisit that bloody Absorbing Man from the first week. That's going to be a fun time, but hopefully with She-Hulk, you know, we'll just use that same strategy I did the whole video for. Bait him in, dash out, heavy chain. I have to get it right once. He's the first fight, which I'm very thankful for, because they absolutely could have put him as the last fight, and that would have been a pain. So yeah, thank you Kabam for putting that really annoying fight as the last fight. Also, they did change it so that if you die, you're less punished, because he can't regen past the threshold. I'm hoping that works, because, you know, Bahamut bloody healing up past his threshold when you take that regen node, the willpower one, in 8.3. Anyway, I'm getting on a huge tangent here, but I guess what else am I going to do here? So we got Hulkling finishing up. I should have hit into his block, that probably would have killed, but again, I was just kind of trying to get through the fight. And what I do here is kind of cool. Yeah. I stagger my medium just to make sure that he holds block, and then smash into him with the invade special. So yeah, chilling. He's down 5 minutes, a bit of a long time, but not too bad. Apologies for the ramble, but we're on to the last fight. This one, yeah, I was really trying to read these nodes. And what I came out with it knowing was, if I'm going to launch a special, it has to be the special that is on the icon, like there'll be a number. You have to launch that one, and you need 3 or more debuffs on you. That's it. That's the fight, pretty much. If you do that, you'll be sweet. This fight will be a piece of piss. But if you don't do that, you're going to take power sting damage, or you're going to take some power sting damage even though you had more than 3 debuffs, because you got the weakness on you, so that your damage reduction is capped at 50, so you're still taking 50% of the damage. So yeah, if you just launch the special that it says, while you have 3 or more debuffs, that's any debuffs, you're sweet. So that was my objective here. And also, do not hit into his block. I was getting smashed by that. Don't hit into his block. You'll see I take some chip from that. Just, you can parry freely. I kind of took me a minute to realise what was going on. I thought I was getting bogged down into the fight, but yeah, you can parry freely and then just launch the special attack that it kind of tells you to use. Okay, so fight start. Here again, I hadn't done it before, so I was a bit nervous. I was like, oh, maybe I'll build my charges. Or maybe I'll launch my special 1, but no, I've only got 1 power sting. Can I get more debuffs here? Okay, I have 3. Can I launch it? So I launch it, and then he took a big chunk of power sting damage. I'm like, oh, that's quite nice. Because I hit into his block. I'm like, whoa. What's going on there? Why am I taking block damage from hitting his... I don't even think I realised that first time, to be honest. That's the majority of damage I take in this fight. It's just from hitting into his block. Yep, there we go again. I degen. That's what happens. Yeah, you degen. It's that final node on Spider-Ham where if you hit his block, he purifies a buff off you. And I launched that into his block. But yeah, so he's purifying debuffs. Sorry, I said buffs. He's purifying debuffs off you. And the note is if you purify a debuff, you take DJ. So that's the interaction there. So really for the fight, you want to launch the number special that it says, not hit his block, and only launch it when you've got more than 3 debuffs. 3 or more, sorry. You can have 3. 3 or more. So at this point, I'm starting to figure out the fight. I still don't know why I'm taking that block damage, but I just know don't hit his block and figure it out later. So here, I'm like pretty near my max charges, and then I use special 1 to try and give him a big chunk of power sting damage. I don't get a huge chunk, but I'm like, okay, well, I'm back up to special 3 now, and it's about to be special 3. So we're just going to rip that as soon as that 2 switches into a 3. It's that purple one at the top left. And bam, he takes so much damage. I'm like, what? Okay, well, I guess I deflected all those power stings successfully. I don't know why that was so much more than the previous ones. I don't know if Spider-Ham's like power stings are more potent based on the special attack you use. But all I know is he took a heap of damage, and I'm going to capitalize on that. So I'm like, okay, well, I only have 2 debuffs right now, and I'm about to be at special 3. So I guess I'm just going to have to go to special 3 and then try and get 3 debuffs. But I've only got the 2. And I'm now at 3. I'm like, oh, well, can I please give me a 3rd power sting? Please give me a 3rd power sting. Yes. Perfect. And there, I know he's at special 3. And then I rip, boom. He took 400,000. Now, if he had launched that special 3, I would have been fuming. But thankfully, he waited that 0.7 seconds or whatever it is for the power sting to reflect, and yeah, it's done. So there you go. Destroyer took every one of those fights. Spider-Ham could have been a lot cleaner, but I just hadn't done it before. So, yeah, I was a bit rusty. There we go. Got the challenges done. That's left-hand side done. Just used Destroyer. Could have switched Killmonger for a Mystic, but I don't really care. I don't need him for the... I don't need a skill champ for the next side anyway. Bit of a waste. Could have used, like, Kate Bishop for that fight or Killmonger for that fight, but yeah, no worries. All done. Thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. This one was pretty hectic. It was kind of a personal challenge, and I just went for it, and it went great. So, yeah, if you guys did enjoy, please drop me a like, a comment, and subscription. Really appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'll upload a video for the next path, and maybe some fight guides for Spider-Ham and Aegon. They're not too bad, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Cheers.